Torah tells us that the Yidden had a desire to receive in the Midbar, to receive the fish and all sorts of vegetables, kishuyin, their zucchini, and other types of vegetables that they wanted. They said, we had it in Mitzrayim, we don't have it here. Now we have to understand that this is already after the Yidden already started receiving the man. The man was miraculous. You could have anything you want. You just have to think, I want steak, steak. I want a hamburger, hamburger. Whatever you wanted, you could have. But there were 5 types of vegetables, 5 tastes that you could not have. And why is that? So the Chazal explained, because it was not healthy. It is not healthy. It was not healthy. That's how Chazal to tell us, for a pregnant woman to have these foods. It affects the unborn child in a negative way. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu removed those tastes from the man, and nobody could have that taste in the man. Those 5 things, everything in the world you could have except for those 5 tastes. Those 5 tastes you can't have because it's damaging for an unborn child. Okay, what did the Yidden do? They said, oh, we don't have any of this stuff, we have the man. But the man was so miraculous. You could have almost everything you wanted, any type of taste. And the sustenance that we gained was direct to our bodies. There was no bad part that had to be removed from the body afterwards. No, it went straight into our organs, straight into our bones, like Chazal tell us. But those 5 things they didn't have. Rav Chaim Kanievsky points out, very interesting. Hashem is so talented. He makes all these miracles. Couldn't he have made a miracle that a pregnant woman cannot have those vegetables, but everybody else could, or more? Maybe HaKadosh Baruch Hu should make it that we could have that taste, and it won't affect. It won't be like a real food. It won't be like a real vegetable that negatively affects the unborn child. It will be that the woman could have. Why did Hashem make it in such a way that all these tastes are out of the question? You can't have them in the man. Why? Why was it like that? So first of all, Rav Chaim Kanievsky says a yesod that Hashem doesn't make nisim, doesn't perform miracles just like that. Whatever is necessary, Hashem does. We needed the man, Hashem gave us the man. The man had to be that type of man. But to say that you'll have the man, but it won't affect you in that way, or it won't be that taste for the woman, but for the men it will be, it's a complicated miracle that's unnecessary. So Hashem took out those 5 tastes, said, this is the man, it works for everything except for those 5 tastes. But then Rav Chaim Kanievsky says more than that, deeper than that. Very often the Yetzer Hara comes and tells us, you really want this, you should have a desire for this type of thing, or this type of aver, and this thing. And sometimes we're not talking about even spiritually damaging, sometimes it's physically damaging. Sometimes the Yetzer Hara comes to us and says, do this and do that, and we know in our minds, we know in our hearts, we know that it's dangerous. It's not healthy. It's terribly unhealthy for us. But we do it anyway. The Yetzer Hara comes and tells us, Kodesh Baruch Hu is teaching us, I'm going to take out these tastes from the man. I do not want you to have a desire for those things. When you're eating the man and you're thinking, I don't want you to think of those things that are damaging. Not a pregnant woman, not everybody. I'm taking it out from the entire nation. Nobody could have these. You know why? Because I want to teach you that when you have desires, you should realize that if you're having a desire for something unhealthy, it's the Yetzer Hara. It's not something that I put into the Bria for you. I put it in there so that you should not do it. You shouldn't listen to the Yetzer Hara. There are things that you could do, and there's some desires, many desires, that are healthy for you, they're good for you. Those are the desires that you could have. But when you start thinking about something that's damaging for you, that's unhealthy, you should know that that's the Yetzer Hara. And in order to train Klal Yisrael in this practice of not wanting things that are dangerous, Hashem took it out completely. Unfortunately, we know the end of the story. It's that the Yidden ignored this lesson, and they focused on the fact that they couldn't have these kishuin and zavatichim, they couldn't have those vegetables, and they wanted them, and they renewed their desire for those things that are dangerous. But this is the lesson of this episode, where HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, I'm going to give you the man, but I'm not going to give you those things. In order to control your taivas, control your desires, of course we have to control all our desires, but Hashem is making it easier for us. He's telling us, this is not good for you. These are the desires that are dangerous for you. They're unhealthy. You should not have these desires, and therefore I'm doing it. I'm giving you the opportunity to have whatever you want in the man, but not the unhealthy ones, and you should become used to it, so that when you're able to, and you're able to control your desires and understand what the Yetzer Hara is doing to you, the Yetzer Hara is damaging you physically, not only spiritually, it's damaging you physically, in order to help a person train himself to be able to guard himself against the Yetzer Hara. Good Shabbos. Please don't forget to subscribe. You'll get the video every week by subscribing. Put a like. Thank you very much. Good Shabbos.